Good morning, dear students. This is part number 2 of the video from trade to tertiary of history. So let's begin with expansion of the company rule in the 19th century. But before this, I would just like to recall you about the subsidiary alliance, where we have to pay for the penalty to the Britishers if we were not able to give the salaries to the British soldiers. Okay, so in East India Company, they also use variety of political and economic methods so that they can extend their influence. They have already killed Tipu Sultan in 1799 in Srirangapatnam, and Vodayars were the new kings. Now let's discuss about the online class also, where we have studied about Anglo-Maratha wars. The Marathas were a strong power in the west. The fight for power among them gave the British a chance to come in between their internal matters. The Third Anglo-Maratha War was the last war between the British and the Peshwas. And who was the Peshwa? The head. And the Peshwa was given pension and sent to Kanpur. Here I have discussed about this war. In late 18th century, company fought battle with the Marathas, and then they have fought for the second Maratha war, where they have lost the territories of Yamuna and Agra to the Britishers. And then the third Anglo-Maratha war was also happened, where the Marathas were finally crushed in this war, that is during 1817 to 18, only for 1 year. Now what we have learned, that in 1782 first Anglo-Maratha war was happened, and it was ended with no clear victory by signing Treaty of Salbai. Second Anglo war lost some territories, and in third they were finally crushed. So now let's move towards this. Lord Hastings, who was Governor General of India during 1813 to 1823. What he had done? He had initiated a policy called Paramountcy. I already told you the meaning of Paramountcy. That means the supreme power, and that is in the hands of East India Company. That was proclaimed by Supreme or Paramount. Now let's discuss what is this. East India Company under Lord Hastings initiated a policy of Paramountcy, which means the supreme power. Under this, they have said that they have the right to save the states. They did so because they do not only annexed most parts of India, including Punjab in 1849, but also established their indirect rule in Afghanistan in 1842. I will show you the map of it. But before this, let's study about Rani Channamma of Kittur. She fought the battle with the Britishers very fearlessly, and while fighting the battle, when she was not able to win this battle with the Britishers, she was captured in 1824 while fighting with them. And what the Britishers have done with her, they have put her in the prison. In 1829, she was no more. She was died in the prison only. And then after this, they have annexed the Kittur also. Now this is Punjab and ruled by Maharaja Ranjit Singh from 1801 to 1839. But after the death of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, there were two wars, two Anglo-Sikh wars, that was found during 1845 to 1849 AD. The first Anglo-Sikh war in 1845 ended with the part of Punjab being annexed by the Britishers, and then the remaining portion, you can see, that was not captured by Britishers. They again fought the second Anglo war in 1849, ended with Punjab being completely taken over by the Britishers. You can see that how our Punjab would look like if our leaders would not have fight for independence. This is the new annexation policy created by Doctrine of Lapse by Lord Dalhousie. So to discuss about this policy, Doctrine of Lapse, we shall begin with conceptualized by Lord Dalhousie, Governor General of India. Under this, any king who doesn't had a natural heir had to give away his territory to the Britishers. Now what do you mean by this? I will explain you this by this picture. When a king died without a male heir, his kingdom would lapse and come under the British rule thereafter. That means if a king do not have a son, then his kingdom would be captured by the Britishers. So this is all about Doctrine of Lapse. By using this policy, they have captured the states of Satara, state of Sambalpur, Udaipur, and finally our Jhansi in 1857. That was fought very bravely by Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi. Setting up a new administration, he divided our administration into three kinds of presidencies, namely Bombay, Madras, and Bengal presidency. I told you that I will show you that is in the very clear form. One is in black color, the captured, and red and in different colors. Now they have set up new administrations to codify the law with the help of Hindu Pandits and Muslim Muftis, that means the Maulana Sahib, to do justice. Established courts such as criminal court for Faujdari Adalat and civil court, namely as Diwani Adalat. How you will remember this? Fauj is used for the criminals, so criminal court is Faujdari Adalat, and for civil, that means the citizens, Diwani Adalat. He also appointed collectors to collect revenue. Revenue means profits, and to maintain law and order in the country, because they like to very disciplined. Now, in order to protect themselves from enemies and trade rivals, the company now needed army. So they started recruiting Indian soldiers as well. Recruiting means they started hiring Indian soldiers as well in their army so that they can protect themselves. Earlier, there were two types of soldiers: Sawar, that means Ghudsavar, soldiers on horseback, and Paddle foot soldiers, that means who keep on walking. They were trained only in archery and sword fighting. Archery means jahan teer chalaye jate hain, and sword fighting means talwar wali fighting. What was the conclusion of this chapter? That thus we can come to the conclusion as per the title that a company entered in India in order to trade, finally gained power over the territories of India, and they became the ruler of our country. This is what we learned till now. Northwest provinces of India were conquered through wars. Lord Hastings initiated a policy called Paramountcy. Lord Dalhousie implemented the Doctrine of Lapse policy, under which Indian states without a male heir cannot become a king. Last, Satara, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Nagpur, and Jhansi were captured. So this is all about this chapter. Thank you all very much. I hope you have learned.